Ashabi and her jealous friend, part 2. A day after the festival, the whole palace was in preparation for the forthcoming wedding. Even Ashabi's parents consented to the marriage immediately. The king himself was thrilled to know that his son is finally getting married, and even more thrilled when he learned Ashabi is the daughter of Adigun, the most successful hunter in Araromi village. While everyone was preparing for the wedding, Labake had other plans. In the palace, Labake stuck close to Ashabi. "My friend," Ashabi started, "I'm sorry I didn't know my mystery man is the Aremo." Labake cut her off immediately. "Ashabi, you don't have to be sorry. You don't know how happy I am that it is you the Aremo chose and not anybody else. I'm the best friend to a beautiful queen." Ashabi smiled as Labake hugged her tightly. "You know what?" Labake continued. "Why don't you go to your favorite sunset spot and relax? I'm sure all these preparations are too much on you, eh?" Ashabi agreed immediately and set out to her favorite sunset spot, unknowing to her that Labake had sent out a group of men to Ashabi's favorite spot. Labake sat down outside Ashabi's hut in the palace, awaiting good news from the troops. Suddenly, the palace gate opened and the Aremo could be seen storming in while holding Ashabi tightly. Ashabi had a disheartened look on her face. Labake was so disappointed when she saw Ashabi without a single scratch. The next thing she saw gave her the shock of her life. The group of men she sent out were arrested and were being dragged into the palace behind Ashabi and Aremo Adedeji. Upon seeing this, Labake stood up from the stool and immediately looked for a place to run and hide. Luckily for her, no one noticed. Turns out Ashabi had gone to the sunset spot with Adedeji and being the warrior that Adedeji is. Although the men Labake sent were very skilled, they were of no match to the Aremo. Adedeji apprehended them, but still the men didn't give in, as they were trained not only to kill, but to be loyal to whoever paid and ordered them. Without further ado, Aremo Adedeji sentenced the men to death. As Labake was desperate and would stop at nothing to get rid of Ashabi, she visited an herbalist in the neighboring village to get a really strong poison. Labake received the poison and set off to Araromi to carry out her evil deeds. On her way back to Araromi village, Labake decided to visit Ashabi in the palace. She found Ashabi making her hair. "My friend," Labake ran to hug Ashabi tightly. "I'm so glad you're okay. I don't even know what I'll do without you." Ashabi smiled and sighed. "Labake, have you forgotten our promises to each other?" Labake smiled brightly. "You know, my friend, right now you're supposed to have a good rest. I'll make your favorite meal and bring it over tomorrow for you." The next day, Ashabi woke up really early to surprise her friend Labake in her house. Because of the last incidents with the troops who attacked Ashabi at the sunset spot, Aremo Adedeji had ordered the palace guards not to let the future queen leave the palace without a few guards and maidens. So Ashabi walked towards her friend's house with her guards. Because she wanted to surprise her friend, Ashabi walked to the back of the house, which serves as the kitchen in Labake's house. But Ashabi stopped in shock after seeing the scene which played out right before her eyes. Labake sprinkled a powdery substance of what seemed like poison into the packed meal. The guards were about to act fast, but Ashabi stopped them, turned and walked back to the palace awaiting Labake. Some minutes passed before Labake showed up to the palace with a big smile. Ashabi, she called out as she sat down close to Ashabi and placed the food down gingerly. See your favorite. You must be really hungry. Come and eat before it gets cold. Labake was about to open the food when her palace guard approached them. The rule of the palace states that whoever brings food into the royal house for the royal family must have a taste of the food first. Labake was annoyed. Don't you know who I am? Ashabi patted Labake's shoulder. Labake, it's the rule of the palace. Even if my mother brings a meal for me, it will be the same. Labake began to feel uneasy as she stares down at the plate of food. In an instant, Labake plopped down on her knees and began to beg Ashabi, my friend, I've wronged you. Please just forgive me this one time, please. I did it because of the shame. What would people say? Ashabi folded her arms as she watched Labake kowtow to her. Labake, I trusted you. You were like a sister to me, Ashabi cried. Isn't it all your fault? Labake yelled out in anger. You always pretended to be a fool, to not know anything, always acted as if no one is better than you. I hate you. I hate you, Ashabi. Labake broke down in tears again as the guards dragged her away to be dealt with accordingly. The day of the wedding finally came, and Ashabi married the prince of Araromi village, the Aremo Adedeji. Ashabi couldn't stop thinking about Labake and how she would have gotten married to the prince of the neighboring village. Back at the festival, sitting next to Prince Adedeji is the prince of the neighboring village, Prince Adewale, and also a friend to Prince Adedeji. He had his eyes on Labake from the moment he saw her, and he had told Prince Adedeji and Ashabi he was planning on coming to ask for Labake's hand in marriage. Ashabi sighed. If only Labake was patient. The moral of the story is to always be patient and humble. Do not brag about something you're not sure of. And most importantly, pride comes before a fall. What did you learn from this story? And don't forget to click on the subscribe button, like the story, and share to your friends, okay? And wait on more interesting stories. But thanks for watching.